Polpette di verdure. You know, I was looking hard for an English rendition as beautiful as that, and all I could come up with was vegetable patties. But regardless of the name, they are delicious. Patties made out of all of these vegetables. Let's begin with the potatoes. Let's rice some potatoes. You best rice potatoes when they're nice and warm. You know, potatoes, if you mix them too much, they get very glutinous and very sticky. So you don't want to do that. This leaves them nice and airy. And it's great. Kids love to do this. I used to do this all the time when I was a little girl, especially when we made gnocchi. So this is done. We'll put a little bit of salt. Potatoes are still warm. They'll take in the salt. And the next vegetables are the zucchini. And you just shred it. Zucchinis are always full of water, and these are patties. So you want them on the dry side to fry well. And I'm just gonna squeeze the water right out of this. So get a thin kitchen towel that it's not too heavy, and you just twist it. Get a little exercise in here. So see, they're nice and dry now. And to bind this, eggs are always the thing. Whisk them a little bit. This way, it's nice and homogenized. Put it right in the mixture. Here I have some lemon zest. A little bit of lemon or orange zest would really refresh the flavor. A little bit of chopped scallion. Breadcrumbs. Salt. Grated cheese. That makes everything good. And the cheese also, you know, is a binder. And let me shred some basil. What other vegetables? You can put shredded carrots in there. You can put parsley. And now I need to make the patties. Let's go right in there. And you can see how these are great just with a salad, like I will serve it. Also great as snacks, great as side dish. You put a big platter of these, they'll disappear in no time. So I will make the patties. You can make them into a meatball, but if you make the patties, they fry better and you don't have to fry them as long. This is a great job for the whole family. Get them involved, get the kids involved. There's a great feeling about touching food. It's comforting. And you write to me all the time on my emails. You said, Lidia, we love the way you touch your food. So you do it at home. So here I made about half the batch. I'll get somebody else to help me out. I need grandma's helper here. So it's good, you know. The faster you get them done, the easier it is. A nice white pan. I like olive oil. I think you can mix olive oil and vegetable oil. Could you mix olive oil and butter? You could. Butter has a lower temperature, and you'd have to cook it a little longer. Okay. When you put things to fry like that, leave it. Don't move it right away around. Let it form that crust. That's when things break up. You're panicky. You're moving it. Relax, let it form its crust, and then we'll flip them over. This is a slatted fish spatula, but I love it for all fried things. pressure it down so it gets a little bit more heat. You get a little bit more crusty surface. Patience. Patience in the kitchen is very important. I'm gonna wait for these to fry, finish making another batch, and since no helper came, I'm gonna have to get back into it, and we'll finish frying them, and then I'll show you how to enjoy them. Italian cooking at its base is using the best ingredients you can find in the season, using as few ingredients that you would need for a delicious dish, and elaborating as little as possible. It's about cooking well and then dressing the food well when it's at the table. I'm finishing up the last batch of the patties. Now keep in mind they are crispy on the outside, and when they cool off a little bit, they get even crispier, but inside is still nice and moist. Just a little bit of salt here while they're still hot. And let's make the salad now. I get asked all the time about dressings, and dressings could be so varied. So let's see, what am I gonna have here? Vinegar, some sort of acidity. I like red wine vinegar. Of course, good olive oil. The ratio, about 1/3 acidity, 2/3 of the olive oil. In this case, I'm gonna emulsify a little bit with mustard, and I like the flavor of mustard, so you put that in. If you add more mustard, or even if you add a little mayonnaise or whatever, it will render it more and more creamy. You can put here some blue cheese, and you got blue cheese dressing. I mean, you know, it's as simple as that. Let me put a little bit of salt. Here I have all very tender greens, and you know, you have to respect the texture of the salad. You know, you can't overdress it. You can't put a real heavy dressing. Like on this tender salad, I don't know if I'd put a chunky blue cheese dressing. You know, it would just kind of press it right down. So, you know, again, common sense in your kitchen. You have it. Little chives. So you can put the herbs in the dressing. I'll put it right in here. There we go. Let's toss it right in the salad. And I think I have just the right amount of, sometimes I even toss the salad back in there, collect everything. And what am I missing? I know what I'm missing, a little fresh pepper. And that you put the last minute. You know, that's why you have pepper mills on your table. Pepper has a lot of tannins, and if you cook it, it gives out bitterness. But when it's like that, the last minute, it gives you what you want. It gives you that peppery flavor and taste and piquant. So pepper, always remember, add it on the last minute. It is best. Okay, so the salad is done. So let's, okay, some are larger, some are smaller. We've salted them before, so you don't need to salt them. And these come to the table. I wouldn't pile them any higher. I would make another one or a bigger one. I think this is enough. And you know, you want to make the presentation as inviting as the flavor. So pay attention to that. And I think I'm going to make a little lunch for me. A little salad, just like that. That looks... I wouldn't want to put them on top. Would squash the salad. Let's put them on the side, just like that. I think that looks good. If you're generous, you can put two on the other side. But I think for me, this is perfect. This looks like a great dish, easy to make. Guests will love them. The kids will love them. Delicious, mellow, velvety, full of flavor. You know, full of flavor, and it has the crunch. It really is delicious, great balance. So, to go back to the beginning, to my roots, polpette di verdura, una bellissima insalata, e tutto insieme delizioso.